Hey guys, so when I'm in the middle of a project, it's really important for me that I know exactly where all of my tools are. And that way, when I'm done with them, I can put them back easily and they don't end up cluttering up my workspace, creating chaos. Enough is enough. Let's get to work. Okay, so if I really want to do this right, I'm going to need to plan ahead. The first big decision is where to put all of my tools. I've decided on the space on this wall behind my desk. That's where they're all going to live. I considered using wall control, but it's too expensive. So I looked into a cheaper IKEA Schat setup, but it's not big enough. And eventually I stumbled on these ZVE1 metal pegboards, meaning that since they're metal, magnets will stick to them. And we know how much I love magnets. I also like change, and I don't know exactly how these tools will expand or change in the future, so I want a system that's able to grow with me. But for now, these are all the tools that I use on a regular basis and need quick access to while I'm working on my workbench. I took on this project as a way to learn and refine my modeling skills. With each tool, I'm getting better at the process and am able to use new techniques to model faster while enhancing my understanding of Fusion 360. All in all, this took me a few months of on and off effort here and there. I've grown to like this center-mounted camera location, but the board has a little too much play in it, so it needs to be hard-mounted to the frame. I started out by grouping together a few of my tool sets into modules based on use case, like this precision screwdriver kit that I use for fixing drones and other electronics. There is a spot for my manual and electric drivers, as well as Gridfinity case for all of the bits, or these 3D printed tools that I often use for finishing off raw 3D prints. And then there's this soldering iron setup. I really like being able to pop this Gridfinity bin onto my desk, bringing all the parts I need close to my working area, while still making cleanup as quick as possible. And this repurposed microfoam arm that currently just has a fan attachment for bringing the soldering fumes out of the work area that I plan to turn into an interchangeable tool holding helping hand thingy. You see, that's the kind of thing I like, when it doesn't have an easy, simple name for it yet, because it's still changing and evolving, and it's still got so much potential. But I wouldn't be able to talk about this project without mentioning Scott's desk project that I'm sure you all have seen before. After watching this video, I recreated his drill bit holders. However, when I mount them on my workbench, they don't pass the shake test. So 2 years later, I'm finally redesigning them to ensure that this time, the bits can't fall out by accident. So far, these modules have mainly been focused around tools that need to regularly come off of the wall and onto the bench, which I have designed to use magnets so that they can easily be moved. But some of my other tools won't need this type of functionality. So I designed a sort of French cleat that fits onto the pegboard slats to create a super sturdy, more long-term way to mount different modules to the wall, like this screwdriver holder or these wrenches that are quite a bit heavier. And of course, we need a quick hanging spot for the Hodo glue gun and screwdriver. And I also routed a cable through the back so that I can easily recharge the rotary tool, blower, glue gun, and drivers, making sure that all of the rotary bits are easily accessible and interchangeable. Which brings us over to the middle panel. Starting with some helping hands for precision jobs, and a demagnetizer for when I don't want any of these magnetized tools to have that magnetic charge anymore. Of course, you gotta have some super glue, markers, measuring, labeling tools, you know, some of the essentials. As well as a light bar, camera, and iPad for monitoring. I'm also leaving some space in this panel open to make sure that I still have space to grow into as time goes on. Utilizing the incredible design of Gridfinity makes some of these modules really simple, which brings me to my favorite part of this whole project, the pliers. I think this is the #1 most commonly used tool on my workbench. So having it on the right side, easy to put away, sets the tone for keeping my desktop clean at all times, enabling me to easily put them back in their spot as the magnet satisfyingly snaps them back into their home. So now that this project is all wrapped up for now, I've got to say that it has definitely been worth it, and I'm excited to see how this wall changes and evolves over the next few years as I keep growing on this maker's journey. So thanks for your time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.